Hello, welcome to Biocatalyst. Today we are going to start a new chapter, human reproduction. So let's begin. The male reproductive system. The male reproductive system is located in the pelvis region. It includes a pair of testes along with the accessory ducts, glands and external genitalia. The testes are situated outside the abdominal cavity within a pouch called scrotum. Wait. Within a pouch called as scrotum, the scrotum helps in maintaining the low temperature of the testes, which is of 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lower than the normal internal body temperature. नेसेसरी फॉर स्पर्मेटोजेनेसिस मतलब जो स्पर्म है वो हमारी बॉडी से लोअर टेम्परेचर में ही डेवलप हो सकते हैं, इसीलिए स्क्रोटम बॉडी के बाहर होता है एंड जो टेम्परेचर होता है वो 2 से 2.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस लोअर होता है हमारे बॉडी से. Which is necessary for sperm. In adults, the testis is oval in shape with a length of about 4 to 5 cm and a width of about 2 to 3 cm. The testis is covered by a dense covering. Each of these testes have the 250 compartments called as testicular lobules. Each lobules contain 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules. Highly coiled seminiferous tubules in which the sperms are produced. Each seminiferous tubule is lined on its inside of the two of the cells, male germ cell, spermatogonia and Sertoli cell. The male germ cells undergo meiotic division, finally leading to sperm formation, while Sertoli cell provide nutrition for the germ cells. The regions outside the seminiferous tubule called as interstitial space contain small blood vessels and intestinal cells or Leydig cell. ये वाला पार्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट है तो देख लेना अच्छे से, ठीक है. Leydig cell synthesizes secret testicular hormones called as the androgens. Other immunologically competent cells are also present. The male sex accessory ducts include the rete-testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens. The seminiferous tubules of the testes open into the vasa efferentia through rete-testis. The vasa efferentia leave the testes and open into epididymis located along the posterior surface of the testes. The epididymis leads to vas deferens that ascends to the abdomen and loops over the urinary bladder. It receives a duct from the seminal vesicle and opens into urethra as the ejectory duct. These ducts store and transform the sperms from the testes to the outside through urethra. The urethra originates from the urinary bladder and extends through the penis to its external opening, which is known as urethral meatus. This opening name is also important, so mark it down. ये हमारा फिगर है सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूबल का, जो अच्छे से देख लेना एक बारी, ठीक है. ये जो फिगर है, फिगर बेस्ड क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. The penis is the male external genitalia. It is made up of the special tissue that helps in the erection of the penis in order to facilitate insemination. The large end of the penis, called as the glans penis, is covered by a loose fold of skin which is known as foreskin. The male accessory glands include a paired seminal vesicle, a prostate, and a paired bulbourethral gland. Secretion of these and that of the certain enzyme. The secretion of bulbourethral gland can also help in the lubrication of the penis. Now let's move to female reproductive system. The female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries along with a pair of oviduct, uterus, cervix, vagina, and the external genitalia located in the pelvic region. This part of the system, along with a pair of the mammary gland, are integrated structurally and functionally to support the process of ovulation, fertilization, pregnancy, birth, and childcare. Ovaries are the primary female sex organs that produce the female gamete, ovum, and several steroid hormones. The ovaries are located at one at the each place of the abdomen. Each of the ovary is about 2 to 4 cm in length, and it is connected with the pelvic wall and uterus by ligament. Each ovary is carried by thin epithelium which encloses the ovarian stroma. The stroma is divided into two zones, a peripheral cortex and inner medulla. This is the figure of the female pelvis showing the reproductive system. Just have a look at that. ये हमारा सर्विक्स है, उसके से एकदम नीचे है वजाइना. ये लंबा सा जो होल सा पार्ट है ये वाला, ये है हमारा रेक्टम. ये होल हॉलो होल जो है ये है एनस. एंड बाकी आप सब इसमें देख सकते हो अच्छे से. The oviduct, that is fallopian tube, uterus and the vagina constitute the female accessory duct. Each fallopian tube is about 10 to 12 cm long and extends from the periphery ovary to the uterus. The part closer to the ovary is the funnel-shaped infundibulum. The edges of the infundibulum possess a finger-like projection which is known as fembrae, then which help in the collection of the ovum after ovulation. The infundibulum leads to a wider part of the oviduct called as ampulla. The last part of the oviduct, isthmus, has a narrow lumen and it's joined the uterus. देख सकते हो ये जो फेमरीज के एकदम पास है वो है इनफेंडिब्यूलम, उसके पिछले तरफ है एम्प्यूला, फिर है isthmus. टुगेदर इट इज़ नोन एज fallopian tube and it's the lining of the uterus. Inner lining is endometrium, then myometrium, and then perimetrium. During periods, the endometrium wall sheds down. The uterus is a single and it is also called as womb. The shape of the uterus is like an inverted pear. It is supported by ligaments attached to the pelvic wall. The uterus opens into vagina through a narrow cervix. The cavity of the cervix is called a cervical canal, which along with the vagina forms the birth canal. The wall of the uterus has 3 layers of tissue. The external thin membrane is perimetrium, the middle layer is myometrium which is made up of smooth muscle, and inner glandular layer called as endometrium that lines the uterine cavity. The endometrium undergoes cyclical changes during the menstrual cycle, with the myometrium exhibits strong contraction during delivery of the baby. The female external genitalia includes mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, hymen, and clitoris. Mons pubis is a cushion of the fatty tissue covered by the skin and the pubic hair. The labia majora are fleshy folds of the tissue which is extruded down the mons pubis and that of the surrounded vagina. The labia minora are paired folds of the tissue under the labia majora. The opening of the vagina is covered partially by a membrane called as hymen. The clitoris is a tiny finger-like structure which lies at the upper junction of the two labia minora above the urethral opening. The hymen is often torn during the first coitus, that is intercourse, but it can also be broken by sudden fall or jot, insertion of a vaginal tampon, active participation in some sports like horseback riding, cycling, etc. In some women, the hymen persists even after coitus. In fact, the presence or absence of the hymen is not a reliable indicator of virginity or sexual experience. Okay, it's the figure of the female breast. You can see how the nerves and the ducts are connected in order to produce the milk. So make sure the detailed study of it. Okay. A functional mammary gland is characterized by a female mammals of the mammary gland are paired structures, that is base, that contain glandular tissue and variable amount of fat. The glandular tissue of each breast is divided into 15 subtwined mammary lobes containing cluster of the cells called alveoli. The cells of the alveoli secrete milk which is stored in the cavities, that is lumens of alveoli. The alveoli open into the mammary tubules. The tubules of each lobe join in a form of mammary duct. Several mammary ducts join to form a wider mammary ampulla which is connected to lactiferous duct through which the milk is sucked out.